Okay, so now the next part here, I'm going to talk about Healy and Maghealy programs that you can use. So today, I'm not targeting any specific issues. Today, I'm talking about programs that is suitable for all kinds of issues for everybody. Okay, these are what I call the foundation because it is for your whole entire body, basically to balance everything. Okay or not? Now, foundation is very important. If you look at the tree, whether the tree grows tall or not, and how tall can the tree reach up in the sky, depends on what? Depends on the root system. Okay, the anchor. Okay, so when you just get your Healy, if you have health issues, don't be so eager to, oh, I have this issue, tell me which program that I can use to go and solve this issue. It's not that. Don't rush into that. Okay, if you were to build a house 30 stories, 40 stories, you know, you don't see, when you go to the construction site, you don't see the building yet. You hear a lot of piling, right? Months and months of piling, and then that one take the longest time, and then after that, layers and layers will build very, very quickly. So it's your foundation, your root system, the foundation of your health. If you were to take care of your foundation, even if you don't do other programs, you just take care of your foundation, everything will start to fall in place. Okay? All right, let's look at the first one, chakra. Okay? Chakra, the central axis, the 7 chakras. Okay? Why are the chakras so important for health? Previously, I talked about the chakra for spiritual growth, but it's not just for spiritual growth. This is actually for your foundation. Okay, take note of all the chakra, right? From here all the way up to the head. Now, you look at all the endocrine glands in the body. Endocrine glands are glands that produce hormones. They are your chemical system in the body. Okay or not? Now, all the glands are located at your chakra position. Can you believe it? Okay, you look at the male organs. It's at your root chakra. Then you look at the female reproductive system. It's at the sacral chakra. Then your pancreas, which gives you your insulin, your glucagon, your cortisol, adrenaline, okay, are at your solar plexus chakra. Then your thymus gland that actually produces your immune cells, they are located at the heart chakra. Then your thyroid gland, your thyroid hormones, okay, is located at your throat chakra. Okay, then pineal, pituitary. So pituitary is what? Pituitary is the master gland, the gland that controls all the other glands. They are actually located at your third eye chakra. Okay, not? All right. So if you have any chemical imbalances, hormonal imbalances, and all that, is to do your chakra. Okay, simple, right? Now, the other thing about chakra is if you cut across the chakra at each location, okay, controls or affect the health of the surrounding organs. Okay, not? Yeah. So you start from the head. If you have any issues that is related to your brain, headache, stroke, etc., is your crown chakra. Okay, at your forehead. Then after that, your pineal will be ear. From ear to ear, that whole region there, even sinus, all this, you can use your third eye. Then after that will be your throat chakra, extend to your jaw as well. Your jaw, your teeth, okay, your neck issues, throat chakra. Then your lungs, chest, heart, lungs, heart chakra. Then your liver, your kidneys, spleen, stomach. This will be your solar plexus chakra. then your large intestine, small intestine, female sex organ, sacral chakra, and then your urinary bladder, male sex organs, rectum, your hip. This will be your root chakra. Okay, now what about the hands? What about the legs? That one is not covered by the chakra. That one is covered by the meridians. Okay, so there is a central energy center, and then the energy center, the energy will start to be distributed laterally to your hands, to your legs, etc. So that you have to go through your meridians. So you look at all the meridian pathway, it basically covers every single inch, every single centimeter of your skin surface area. All right, yeah, so you can use Healy, all these meridian programs, okay, any of this. Now the other advantage of your meridians is you can see here circulation and lymphatic. When the bioenergy starts to flow smoothly in the body, it will also start to promote your blood circulation. So means that it will be able to deliver oxygen, nutrients, your minerals, hormones, good stuff to every single cell in the body. And lymphatic system is for the circulation, all right, for your immune system. Okay, it will also help to remove waste, toxins, etc. And therefore your whole system will start moving again. Now, you also have meridians in Maghealy. So it's the same thing, 12 meridians. These are actually the exact 12 meridians in the body. But if you look at the Healy ones, they already do some combination, right? So when you look at hormonal balance, it is not one meridian, but a cluster of meridians that is related to hormones. So the actual meridians are this one: liver, stomach, kidney, spleen, lungs, bladder, small, large intestine, gallbladder, heart. These are the actual meridians. Okay, now which method to use for chakra and meridian, because they are actually electrical in nature. You see here, all right, so these are research done by Koreans, and they found that electricity, do you see here, high frequency electricity flow through the meridians. So if you want to know which is the better method, I would say electrodes, microcurrent. Okay, so when you use meridian and chakra programs, use the electrodes. Okay, that will be actually complementary. Yeah. Okay, now another reason why the meridians are important is the meridians also are somewhere somehow connected to the nervous system. So they found that when they stimulate certain acupoint in the leg, well, there is activity actually in the brain, certain parts of the brain. So there are actually interconnection as well. Okay, all right. So yeah, so when you're using the meridians, you are actually also helping the nervous system. Okay, now let's look at the nerves. Okay, where are the nerves? Which programs are for the nerves? Okay, nerves is in the brain tissue. And then you have the spinal cord, and then after that, from the spinal cord, a lot of the other smaller nerves will actually extend from there to the periphery. So that will be your peripheral nervous system. Okay, the spinal cord is your central nervous system. Yeah, to the side. And then those that is to the side one got two. One is sympathetic, the other one is non-sympathetic, meaning one is to excite you, make you alert, the other one is to relax you. Okay, so where are all the nerves? When you use mind wave, which is actually targeting your brain, so all these programs in your mind wave will actually help your nervous system as well. Learning, okay, regardless of all this, you can use actually any of this, doesn't matter. So it's also targeting your brain and nervous system. All right, now job, under job you will see balance nerve, and then you will see exhaustion, right? So these are actually emotional draining. When you are feeling emotionally drained, when you are tired from all these emotions, okay, it actually affect your nerves, right? So job programs here, this whole section here is also helping you in your nervous system. Okay, and I suspect the vagus nerve is here, because if you look at Healy, you cannot find vagus nerve. So you can actually use this one here, which I believe encompass the vagus nervous system over here to relax. So sleep is definitely relaxation. So your non-sympathetic and your vagus nerve is all under the sleep program. Okay, if you don't have Maghealy and you wonder where is the vagus nerve, this is where you will find your vagus nerve. All right. Okay, later on I'll tell you why I talk about vagus nerve. Okay, now emotional pain, okay, through trauma, through all the negative feelings that you have, you want to release them, use the soul cycle. Okay, use the soul cycle. There's a protocol. You can follow the protocol, or you can just use every single one of them to actually clear the emotions. And in the process of clearing, you will find that you may have muscle pain. Okay, so for example, when I first used the soul cycle, you know what happens is pain, my whole shoulder, and then the thumb was painful for weeks, and I'm wondering why. It's like I didn't do anything, and this whole thing, thumb area, is so painful that I cannot even open a jar, the cap of the jar. So later on then I realized that actually is pushing the pain can actually move. So it was at my neck first, and then after neck was shoulder, after shoulder was this shoulder joint, and then this part was okay, and then after that was the thumb. So the pain is actually moving, so it's actually pushing out through the fascia, through the whatever tissues, connective tissue, through the meridian, is like pushing everything out of your body. Okay, so that can actually happen, so you don't have to be afraid. But now when I understand this and when I look back, then I know that, oh, okay, it's actually releasing trauma. Okay, now if you have McMakin, it will be the top 6 here, which is related to your brain, nervous system, emotions, and then body pain. Basically, all the body pain here is a reflection of negative information, negative feelings in the body. Okay, somebody asked, where can you find the protocol for soul cycle? If you go to the back office, okay, you go to my.healy.world, you go to under tools, and then inside there you can find the protocol for soul cycle. Okay, now for pain, because pain is where trauma is stuck. Whether it's back pain, joint pain, headache, okay, emotional pain, muscle pain, these are actually stuck emotions. Okay, now this research here is actually conducted by Healy World. You can see here, Healy World. And they use microcurrent, and they found that microcurrent is efficient, safe, and it helps to improve the situation, their condition. Okay, other than, they said, other than depression, the rest actually shows quite significant improvement after 6 frequency programs. Okay, now the rest, which is holistic for the whole body, you can use gold cycle. You can use either clockwise or you can do anti-clockwise. It's up to you. Okay, so because this cover what? This cover detoxification, clean up all the toxins from your body, your emotions, your pain, your energy, organ care, everything is there. Deep cycle goes system by system. Okay, respiratory system, detox system, digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system. So it goes by the system, and also emotions. Deep cycle actually has 2 layers. Okay, if you listen to okay, I can't remember his name suddenly, Jan Polzinski. Okay, so he mentioned that there are 2 layers to his programs, the physical and the emotional as well. Now, bioenergetic support. Bioenergetic boost is actually for many different organs in the body at the same time. Okay, it's longer, it's 78 minutes, so you can use that to harmonize all your field. And then coherence, your body, mind, soul, to align them. And then cosmic growth is actually to expand. Okay, keep expanding, expanding, expanding. So all this can be used. Then regeneration, cell regeneration. Okay, that means if you have multiple organ issue, okay, or you have severe aging degeneration issue, you should consider vitalization. Okay, the first 3 is to stimulate, activate stem cells. Okay, then the rest will be supporting all the different types of tissue in the body. Nutrition, okay, chemicals, and the biology. So don't just use the frequency and all that, but you don't provide the building blocks. Okay, so look into your own nutrition, the food that you're eating, and if you can't absorb, use the digital nutrition. Okay, you can either go by the organs, or you can go generic, like amino acids, minerals, vitamins. Okay, so these are fundamental, essential elements, essential nutrients. You can do that. Okay, or you can go by functions. Okay, yeah, up to you. Then cell wave. Cell wave is for all the cells in the body. Clean up the cells, purify. Vitalization is to grow new cells. Cell care is to the function. And then circulation is for your blood, your lymphatic system. Integrity is your immune system. Earth connection is the grounding. Okay, so any of this can be used for cell regeneration. Now, when it's cell regeneration, which method do I think is the best or the most suitable? It would be high wave. Okay, now why do I choose high wave? Because high wave has the highest penetration. Okay, if you look at the microcurrent is surface. Okay, so that's why it's good for the meridians, for the chakra. If for pain. So here but the microcurrent does not go beyond the cell membrane. So it goes up to the cell membrane, is outside the cell. If you want your frequencies, your information to penetrate deeper, it will be to use the 5 megahertz carrier wave, so that it will be like a Ferrari or a helicopter or whatsoever. So the frequency from the Healy right on this 5 megahertz penetrate, and they go into the cell, where a lot of the machinery for the cell to function are actually inside the cell. Okay, yeah, so depending on your choice, I mean, if you have all of this, if you have the coil, if you have the electrodes, if you have the high wave, if you have so many different choices when to use what, you can use this to consider which is the best method or better method to actually complement, okay, the delivery. So it's not just the information, but how the delivery method of the information. You can actually choose the most compatible ones. Okay, now I talked about water just now. Now, how many of you, when you use the Healy, you felt thirsty? When I first started using Healy programs, I felt so thirsty that I had to wake up at night just to drink. Like, I literally drink one whole cup of water, and then after that I sleep, and then a few hours later I woke up again and then I drink another cup of water. The feeling is like desert. Okay, it's like so dry. My whole body felt so dry. My mouth felt dry. So yeah, that is because water carries information. All right, so it will break up your water and flush away the water. So therefore, you need to replenish with new water. All right, new water, good water. So you can actually use any of this. Okay or not? So we drink water every day. So don't worry about which one should I use. Basically, use every single one of them. So if today I use fitness, tomorrow I use cell harmony, and then I use nutrition transport. Just use every single water that is available here. Now you will discover that certain of this water makes you feel a certain way. All right, like for example, for me, if I take meat, after meat, if I don't feel good, I use purification of negative information. I feel okay after that. All right, so try different ones. Okay, when you have this condition, you try this, try that, and then you see what is the effect. How do you feel after that? The ones that make you feel the best, okay, that's the one that next time you can explore and use again when you have that same issue. Okay, yeah. So you can also make it a habit that if you're using the Pink app, okay, because Pink app really requires a lot of water, drink 1 glass before you start, during, continue drinking, and then after you finish, you need to take a break before the next program. Use that time to actually replenish your water so that you have sufficient water to let the microcurrent to actually flow in your body. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you don't have Maghealy, you can also use this, Healy with a coil, and then you just put it near, that means next to the glass, okay, the cup of water. So you can use a rubber band to secure it. Okay, whether you want, can you make small cup or large jug is up to you, but it's better if you do it glass by glass. Finish it. Okay, once you finish the charging, activating the water, and then you just drink it. All right, don't do it on hot water because hot water, the water molecules move so fast. Okay, so if you do it on warm water, the information that you put in changes because the water molecules keep moving. Okay or not? Don't use it on metal container. So anything plastic, glass, ceramic is fine. Okay or not? Yeah. And somebody with kidney condition, after using water, because the person is actually using all the thing like electrode lah, use the coil, but the effect wasn't significant. Okay, but after he tried water, he actually didn't have Maghealy, he just used Maghealy with the coil and then just put it next to the glass. He actually used the kidney program. He said he felt so good, and then after that his blood tests started to just improve all the way. Yeah, so if you're using something and it's not working for you, okay, although let's say kidney meridian, yeah, you have kidney issue, you're going to use kidney meridian, it doesn't give you effect, the problem is not there. Okay, so try other things and you may encounter something that works for you. For example, somebody with skin issues, try all the skin program. Okay, then after that, none told me, none of the skin program actually worked for me. But one day she had a conflict with a boyfriend and then went to do conflict balance and realized that the skin looks good after just running one program. So from then on, she kept running conflict balance and then her whole eczema was gone. Okay or not? So That's why I said that where is the problem? What is the problem you're solving? So her problem of eczema was actually not her skin problem. It is not her lung problem. It was not anything, but it was actually emotions. Okay, a lot of inner conflict, always fighting with other people. So it was conflict that causes the eczema. So when she solved the conflict, neutralized with conflict balance, her skin problem vanished. Okay, now, so the problem is not where you think it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you here in this session today. So don't just go and harp on the condition. The problem can be elsewhere. Okay? All right, now, vagus nerve. Okay, now why do I talk about the vagus nerve? Because a lot of the problem is actually what? Starting from your mind. Because the information is actually neutral, but we interpret it differently. Now, sometimes situation may not happen to you, but you see. Let's say if you see, okay, your father, okay, is violent or abusive to your mother, that is information. So when you see that as a young child, right, your whole muscle tense, okay, or you go and hide under the chair, you go and hide under the blanket, okay, but that information is already perceived. Although it is not directly on you, that information is received and your body receive it with, let's say, trembling. Okay, you tremble, so frightened. Okay or not? Yeah. So what happened is that information will go into where? The vagus nerve. Okay, it will go into either fight. Fight means what? You will run towards them and then you will wedge yourself in between them and try to separate them. That's fight. Okay, so it can evoke so much anger that you will go straight to father and mother and push them aside. That's fighting. Okay, flight means what? Okay, you run away. If they are in the living room, you run into the bedroom. That is flight. Okay, freeze is what? Freeze is, you see, you stand there, you don't know what to do, and you're just standing there and you're trembling. That's freezing. Okay, all this, okay, whether it's a fight or flight or freeze situation, the information is received, whether or not it happened to you directly. It can be from television. Okay, it can be from visiting somebody in the hospital. Then you develop a fear of this particular disease. It could be watching a show and that person actually lost the money and become bankrupt, and that information, okay, trigger certain things in you, and that information also goes into your nervous system, so that the next time when you hear about it, when you read it in the newspaper, your body will start to either tense up. Okay, so it will start to respond. Okay, yeah, so it's because why? The information is already in your nervous system, and whether you know it, like it or not, okay, through all the various input, your body will respond first before your brain actually respond. Okay, yeah, so I talk about money as well. If money trigger a certain response in you, so your whole nervous system will actually reject. So if you want to make money, the body says, oh, money is terrible. Money is the source of the problem in my parents' marriage. So your whole body will actually respond negatively towards money. And then after that, now when you're an adult, you want to make money, money is good, but no, the information is still there. So you're fighting. So the information in your subconscious is resisting what you are trying to do consciously. So therefore, you have to actually release, clear all this information that are stuck in your nervous system before you can actually do anything new to it. Okay, yeah, so anything that causes you to fight, flight, freeze will over time leads to sickness. Okay, to be happy and healthy is the lower part, the joy, grounded, being mindful, compassion. All this will promote a healthy body. Okay, yeah, so I talk about here your reticular activating system, which is part of your nervous system here. So whether you feel shame, guilt, fear, you know, P1, you go to school, your teacher scold you, okay? After that, you develop fear of, let's say, authority, okay? Yeah, fear of policeman, fear of whatever, okay? Yeah, so that emotions, the moment your whole nervous system get triggered or activated under different daily circumstances, it will send the information to your thalamus, which is another gatekeeper, and then it will tell the brain, produce cortisol, stress, okay? Stress is coming, okay? Yeah, all right? Then unless that thing trigger happiness, then it will be producing your serotonin, dopamine, your happy hormones, okay? So your nervous system is where you have to clear, reset, change, so that it will respond differently to new information that comes in. All right, then the other part will be pineal, thalamus, pituitary. This is the part that broadcasts to the universe. Okay, if you broadcast fear, you are telling the universe, I want more of this. If you broadcast gratitude, that's why we talk about broadcasting gratitude, because when you broadcast gratitude, the universe will hear it and say, okay, you want more of this. So whether you broadcast guilt, shame, fear, anger, you will get more of it. Then you will find that, hey, how come you have one challenge after another challenge after another challenge? Okay, that's because you are broadcasting that unknowingly. Okay, yeah. So back to where we started, is like why certain Healy and Maghealy programs work for certain people but not other people is they have different problems. Okay, they have different problems. For example, two person with knee pain. Okay, are they going through the same problem? Different. One could be an athlete who do a lot of heavy duty training and all that. Okay, for example, the person may be jumping, running and all that. So the knee pain is because of wear and tear. If it's because of wear and tear, you can solve it with physics. You can solve it with biology, all right? Take the right nutrition and all that, it can repair. Okay, or you get knee replacement, you can actually repair that because that is a physical problem. But for another person, it's because of what? Dare not move forward, stuck in a certain place. Okay, yeah. So over time, the knee, okay, got problem is because of emotions. Okay, afraid to actually take the next step. Yeah, so it's a different problem. All right, so how do you know what problem and what information is actually stuck in your body? You use the Healy and Maghealy to analyze. But today I'm talking about the meridian analysis. Okay, do the meridian analysis, and from the results of the meridian analysis, you will know what information is there. So you don't have to guess. All right, you don't have to guess. It will tell you what? It will tell you because I'm angry about my identity. It's because I refuse to listen to my inner voice. Okay, so that thing is because of fear. That's why that particular part of the body over time has problems. Okay, so most of the time, illnesses start from information interpreted wrongly, okay, that result in bad feelings, and that bad feelings will cause your bioenergy to get stuck, okay, or to get depleted, and then over time that particular tissue, organs in that area will lose its function gradually and lead to sickness. Okay, but if you use the meridian analysis to go and analyze, it will tell you specifically, very specifically, what are all these issues here. If you don't clear them, you can correct them, but the problem will come back. For example, cancer, right? Certain people have cancer. After they go through all their treatment, for the next 30 years, they are fine. Certain people, they have cancer, they go through all the same treatment. 5 years later, they get a relapse. 3 years later, they get a relapse. Because why? Certain information are not released. It's still there. The habits hasn't changed. Okay? The subconscious hasn't changed. So you will actually go back, experience the same thing again, and then you have the same outcome again. So that's why it is very important, very necessary for us to look at the body as information. Okay? Now, have you ever seen this? Those of you who did the meridian analysis, have you seen this? I ask my lung what it has to say. I ask my kidney what they have to say. Now, when I look at the body as information, if you have knee pain, ask your knee, what are you trying to tell me? Okay, so all this discomfort, pain, etc., etc., that we label with names of diseases is what the body is trying to tell us. Something is wrong with the information that you are giving me. Okay, change the information that you put in my body, okay, or in your body. And this is what I do. Okay, to prepare for this session, I did this. I go and ask my body. So what I do is, because when you use Maghealy, right, you put this on your belly, right? So what I do is I lie down, okay, with Maghealy, or if you're using Healy, okay, be still and sit there and talk to your body while you're receiving it. Okay, during Manifest Money, I said while you're running the frequency, think about what you want and then do all the planning, right? Now, to manifest health, right? To manifest health, this is what I suggest you do. Then when you are running a certain program for a certain issue in the body, whether it's eyes or heart or joints or your liver or your kidney, you know, anything, be still. So this is what I do. I use Maghealy on the belly, so I lie down on the bed. I don't do anything else. I just lie down. I say, I am here. I am here. So I talk to my higher self, spirit guide, archangel, or any other masters that you communicate with. All right? I just say, I am here. And I said, I am listening. I'm listening. Okay? And I want to know why I have this pain. Or I want to know why this thing is like this. Okay? Yeah. Whatever condition that you have. Somebody mentioned lung cancer, right? You're diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, for example. Lie down there. You can run a lung meridian program, for example. Okay, I am here. I am listening. Okay, tell me, and I want to know why I have this condition. Okay, then just be still. Just be very, very, very still. Okay, you can actually feel the frequency, the microcurrent, or the field actually moving. Okay, then after that you may have thoughts, or you may have the incident popping up in your mind. You may have names popping up. You may have emotions, or you may have certain scenes that just pop up in your mind. Okay, yeah, that will actually help you to go deeper. It's like, oh, okay, that was the thing. Okay, that was this thing. Okay, like, oh, constipation. Why do I have constipation? Tell me. Then you will see like information coming to you. Okay, be very still, and then just be very humble, and it's like, I'm really here to understand my situation. What are you trying to tell me? Okay, try that. All right, then whatever that comes, how to release. acknowledge it. You can either say you're sorry, you can either say that, yeah, I want to release this. Okay, thank you for telling me. I'm aware of this now, and what is your next step? Okay, what do you want to do from here? Okay, so release that information. Okay, and you may actually feel cold. Okay, that was what I felt. My two legs was so cold. Because why? When you feel the cold, is actually information actually flowing out through your legs. Yeah, so you may feel that your hands are cold, your legs are cold, or you can feel pain. Suddenly there's a jab somewhere in the body, like that. Yeah, so these are all the responses as you do the release. Okay, you can also do this breathing techniques, breath work. You can also do yoga, pilates. This is actually doing what? Stretching, right? So when you stretch your fascia, your muscles and all that, you are triggering the release. You're squeezing it out and all that. So while you are, if you have all these practices and all that, so do it mindfully. That means you do it with your consciousness, that as I do it, listen to your body, and as I do it, which are the parts of the body that you want to release the stuck energy. So do it consciously. Okay, so all this can be done. And in the meridian analysis, they will actually give you certain exercises that you can do as well. Okay, so it's not just sending the vibration frequency, it also have description where you can actually follow. Bend your knees slightly, exhale, just do that, because that is another way of releasing from your fascia and your muscle. Remember, muscle tension, stiffness. When you do this, you're actually doing the release. Okay, so you have so many ways. You have the microcurrent electrodes, you have the coil, you have the high wave, and then you have the Maghealy, Healy, so many things, so many different methods that you can actually use. Okay, yeah. So remember that whatever that you are doing here is not just here and now. Whatever that you do is actually helping your consciousness forever, not just in this timeline, but it will carry forward as well. Okay, so the past information, what can you do about it now? And then yeah, so be selective what information you keep, and then what information you want to release. So do your spring cleaning of information from your body. So your body is here to tell you what you need to do. Okay, yeah. And always reach out to those around you, because we are talking about collective consciousness. Why am I doing this? It's also for collective consciousness. Okay, because if you are good, ultimately it will balance the field and then be good to me. So we have done a lot of harm to Mother Earth. Okay, so through this, okay, when we share the Healy and when everybody is vibrating all the good information, the energy frequency of Mother Earth will also rise up as well. The whole humanity will actually benefit. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we want to do for the collective global consciousness. Okay, and that's what we can do. And each time you share Healy with another person, okay, and the person start using, so yeah, so more and more people actually raise the consciousness over here. So this platform here, the Healy Advanced Training Platform, is provided by Healy World. It's meant for education, for us to share our usage, our knowledge with one another, so that we can adapt. Okay, yeah. And whatever that I share here is based on my personal experience. Okay, and as you listen and as you use, you have to use your discretion, listen to your body, and you got to adapt accordingly. All right, yeah. And Also to remind everybody that Healy and Maghealy, they are not medical devices. They are frequency devices that you can use to complement the conventional treatment for whatever health issues that you have. So you use it to support your body, but you cannot use it to substitute. You cannot use it to do your own self-treatment and not seek professional advice early, okay, as early as possible. Okay, so a little bit about myself. For those who are seeing me for the first time, I'm Christi Wong from Singapore. So I've been doing bioenergetic profiling since 2017 to solve different issues, to answer different questions related to life, whether it's health, relationships, or even business or related to your career. And usually I will share a little bit about biology, especially we're talking about the health today, so I will pull out a bit of biology, and then we will also talk about the meridian system. All right, and these are the books that I've collected for those who really want to go very deep into understanding how to use the Healy and Maghealy devices.